As the train goes by, I focus on trying not to breathe loud, because I've noticed that I breathe loud in all of my videos. Train's still going by. Don't know if you can hear it. Oh well, it's not important. Incidentally, yes, Trisha, you may link to this video. Why I do them. And everybody else on the internet, you may link to this video. And, please do. And maybe like and subscribe or comment. I don't get a lot of comments other than Trisha and some other fellow who of course is very nice about that. But, I know somebody's out there. They're not commenting. Something like that. I've got 52 subscribers now, And out of all 52 of you, one of them leaves regular comments. One of them. Come on, people. Man's trying to make a channel here. Anyway, so as you can tell, I'm naked. And I have a few additional scars as opposed to last time you saw me, but they'll clear up shortly. And we're talking about reality TV. This is a pretty real look at what I look like when I wake up in the morning. My hair does this thing. It styles itself almost, but it does its thing. Anyway, so Trisha Hershberger, who, if you haven't seen her, you should definitely check her out. Lovely, talented lady, has posed the question for all of her subscribers, of which I am one. Would you be on reality television? I would think that question would be pretty easy to answer for most of us who are trying to make videos on YouTube, who are kind of trying to sort of scoop out our niche here, but don't have a lot of ideas. I mean, when you don't get feedback, how do you know if you're doing well? I can look at my own video and I can say I like that, I don't like that, but that's beside the point. Anyway, before I answer the question whether I'd like to be on reality TV or not, I suppose I should get into what exactly reality TV is. Is reality TV someone shooting reality and making it into a television show? No, of course not. That would be called a documentary. Reality TV is a scam. It is a scam designed to screw union writers and union actors out of money. They went out there and they said, how can we not pay union actors and union writers to do things on television? And this is what they came out with. To put it mildly, Trisha, you had this experience. You're an actress, and they didn't want to pay you. It's reality TV. You're being on TV. It's not necessarily a game show, so they should pay you a standard wage for every day, a standard SAG wage, right? Right? Okay. And then they asked you questions. Okay. Someone had to write those questions, therefore there's a writer involved. But the producers say, no. This isn't written, it's reality. We're not hiring actors, they're real people being real. If I might point out, Trisha, you know Steve Zaragoza. I don't know him personally, but I'm not a huge fan. I do enjoy his work. He's not that person in real life. But he is the personality of Steve Zaragoza for SourceFed. He's putting on an act. Maybe not intentionally, but he is putting out a persona. He is somebody well on stage, well on camera. This is called acting, even if you're acting a version of yourself. Neil Patrick Harris, for example, in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Do you think he really sniffs cocaine off the rectum of streetwalkers? No, of course not. The man's gay. He has I think it's a husband. I'm not a partner. But I mean, he's adopted children. He's a homosexual. He might swing both ways. I've never really looked into it. But he certainly probably doesn't go around snorting cocaine off a hooker's back end. This is not him. But he played himself in a movie doing that. Patrick Stewart played himself in one thing, and he was totally nudity obsessed. And, you know, you would think if you're Patrick Stewart, you could simply ask to see anybody in the buff, and they'd say yes because you're Patrick Stewart. But that's beside the point. Here's an example of two actors playing themselves, and clearly a separation from who they truly are. That's acting. So what is reality TV? Reality TV is a scam. It is designed to make money without investing money. That's what reality TV is. I personally don't watch much of it. It's hard to not watch any of it nowadays because there are a lot of TV shows that might fall into that category, reality television, that I have watched. I don't actually have a TV setup. I should make that clear. I watch everything on the computer, so there's that. I mean, all the reality TV shows I've watched have been on Netflix. So yeah. So to further this point, reality TV, horrible scam. And would I go on it? It depends. I actually did consider trying out for The Biggest Loser because I'm a disgusting blob. And being a disgusting blob, I go, I could go out there and be a disgusting blob and get paid for it. They do pay people on The Biggest Loser. The only problem is that the people on The Biggest Loser, they're not the same kind of disgusting blob. And I don't know if you've noticed, it's The Biggest Loser, not the biggest health freak. It's not how healthy can you be? Can you make yourself better? It's how much weight can you lose? So, I mean, if you went out there and took a machete and chopped your gut off and then wrapped yourself in plastic so you didn't bleed all over the place, you could still win the show. I mean, it's BS, but... And I've seen like the coach discouraging the people from drinking water. What that does, of course, is it lowers your metabolism. So it's not about losing the weight, it's about draining yourself. Because the second you drink water, your cells take all that water back in, you're back there again. And there are people that have had permanent health problems from The Biggest Loser. So I considered it wasn't a good idea. I would have been able to take vacation from work, because I have vacation at my job, and I might have made a name for myself. But it's not worth jeopardizing my health. What difference does it make if you make a name for yourself? I mean, unless I'm going to get a movie deal out of it and make $1 million, I can't get that kind of treatment. So there's that. Now, a show I would like to be on would be a Paranormal Investigation, because this is in the field of parapsychology. It is a somewhat legitimate science, more legitimate than you think anyway, and I've always found that fascinating. Human beings and their perception of the paranormal events, whether you believe in them or not, are quite interesting to me. I like to examine how we behave in these environments. I like to know things, and I've always wanted to see a ghost. I've never seen anything I could actually classify as a ghost, but I've had some interesting experiences. Incidentally, the building I work in is built on top of a cemetery, I'm told. And one of the buildings owned by my company used to be a mortuary. I know that because the word mortuary was still on the wall when I was hired, before it was remodeled. So there's a certain fascination with spirits that I have, and this is somewhat fueled by my work. But let's be clear on something. I have the kind of job where I got sent to the hospital because I was literally attacked. I had a mild concussion striking me here. That's the prefrontal cortex. That's where your personality is, in case any of you knew. This is as you as any part of your body can possibly be. And I was injured there. The dog's barking. And I'm breathing too loud. And I've forgotten my point. And I was only given as many days off as I needed to go to court to send the person that injured me to jail. I guess if I had really pressed it, I could have gotten more days off, but I'm not that kind of a person. But there you have it. I work a dangerous, unpleasant job. If I'm being cast in reality television, I'm not in the same level of danger, and it pays a little bit better. Certainly I'd do that. People have even said that maybe we should have reality television based on what I do for a living, which is dealing with the homeless. But unfortunately, my clients get the same kind of treatment, that the same level of confidentiality that a doctor would give his patients. Your privacy will be protected if you come to my company. Those are the rules. And they're good rules. Privacy should always be protected, in my opinion. But that's beside the point. So, I've got to start filming these in 2 segments. Anyway, as I was trying to point out, Trisha Hershberger did something there with, or was on a reality television show with Paris Hilton. And this did not pay. I personally think you should get paid just to be in the same club with Paris Hilton. I think she should have to pay anyone that comes within 10 feet of her, because I imagine that if I were at a club and I started dancing with Paris Hilton, suddenly I would be like, my pubic hair's on fire, what's happening? Because, damn, nasty. Actually, I'm just kidding. I hardly know. I know Paris Hilton has something to do with Hilton Hotels, and I do believe I've seen nude pictures of her on the internet, but I have seen her in a few movies that sucked. But beyond that, I actually don't care enough about her to know anything about her. But I've seen the jokes, and they're all about nastiness. So, yeah. What was that thing with her on the car with the hamburger? I don't want to eat hamburgers after that. Woman rubbing a hamburger all over herself. Why would you waste a good hamburger? If that was a good hamburger, she wouldn't be doing that. Oh well. I once reviewed for my blog, Richard Reviews Everything, I once reviewed something from Carl's Jr., and now I will never eat there again. Anyway, peace and long life, balance in all things, good night, good luck, and here's to hoping this thing on my face heals up quickly. And you know, oh, I've got terrible skin.